Amazing beautiful people, and welcome back to another Kendrick Lamar reaction video. So I was actually trying to find the best breakdown video to do from Kendrick Lamar, and it seems like there are for the GNX, and it seems like there are tons of different ones around this album, and I'm guessing that's because it's his most recent album. But this one right here I think is the most requested. It's easily got the most views, it's been the most asked for, and that is Kendrick Lamar's GNX album Changes Everything by, I don't know how to pronounce this channel's name, even though I'm pretty sure I've done a reaction to them before. Luista, is that how I say it? Go check out their video, link to it in the description. GNX is one of these albums where I definitely feel like I missed a lot of stuff. For example, I missed what the final song was about. I completely misunderstood it in the most embarrassing way. And honestly, I've never been so ashamed of myself in a reaction, because watching back, I'm actually cringing at my own reaction, knowing how massively I missed it. Yeah, at least you guys know none of these reactions are fake, because yeah, that was not good. I totally missed what it was about. But yeah, there was tons I misunderstood and I misinterpreted, and loads I got wrong from this album. And I think that was mainly because I didn't look at this album as something that sort of came out after the beef. For me, I looked at this album as something that was like a continuation from Mr. Around the Big Steppers. And a lot of people saw that in my reaction, and I think that's where I mainly went wrong. So I'm very curious to watch a breakdown, see what I missed, and learn a lot more from it. So let's do it right now, shall we? Let me know, by the way, where are we going from here? What is the next step in our Kendrick Lamar journey, all right? Did you guys want some documentaries? Did you guys want an album reaction? Did you guys want me to do the live concert? I know a lot of people wanted me to check out, I don't think it was Mr. Around the Big Steppers, but there's some tours that you guys want me to do. There's the Amazon Prime one. Let me know in the comment section down below. Whichever comment gets the most likes, that'll be the next Kendrick Lamar step on this journey. And also, we got to jump down more hip-hop artists in the future. That was the whole point in this journey as well, so don't forget about that. Please like, please subscribe, by the way. So many of you watch my reactions aren't subscribed. If you're not subscribed, please click that button. It really helps out the channel more than you can ever imagine. And let's jump into my first time ever reaction to the breakdown and analysis of Kendrick Lamar's album GNX.
Friday. Hip-hop fans were peeping new releases from artists like Kenny Mason and Boldy James, but it seemed like a relatively low-key week when it came to new music.
I haven't heard of either of those names.
That was going down was J. Cole adding his legendary mixtapes to streaming services after years of longing from his fans.
Every time I hear a name in hip-hop, I immediately want to learn that name. I want to be at a point where I know all of these names. That was what this journey is about. It is someone who doesn't know the world of hip-hop at all. I want to get to a point where I can sit down and have a conversation about all of these names in the hip-hop world. That's what this journey is supposed to be about.
Until suddenly, a single post that came out of nowhere changed everything. This year, Kendrick Lamar's X account has been on an unparalleled run, where everything that's appeared on it has been of major cultural significance. And after using it to debut his famed diss tracks ranging from Euphoria to Not Like Us, and announcing his Super Bowl performance on the same account, he once again brought hip-hop to a standstill with the release of a surprise new album titled GNX. But what does the album represent? And does its content tell us whether KDOT is returning to peacetime or ramping up for another war with the people that he's shaded on the project?
That is actually something I forgot to say. A lot of people wanted me before we moved on to check out the music videos like we've been doing. So maybe that's something we can do. Maybe we can go on a Kendrick Lamar music video journey. I know they don't do that well for views. I don't know. I honestly don't know why. When I do an album, I've never had this with anyone I've ever reacted to on this channel before. It's just Kendrick. When I do Kendrick Lamar reactions, if I do an album reaction, people will watch it. If I do a music video reaction, half the amount of views. Usually it's the other way around. Kendrick Lamar is the only one I've ever seen that statistic with, which is so interesting. I wonder why.
It's your boy Loyalties, and let's break down Kendrick's new album, GNX.
Shout out Loyalties. Link to the video in the description.
Let's talk about the timing of the project. Just days after he was crowned Rapper of the Year by Apple Music, people wondered how this was possible without him releasing a full-length album. So, just like he once silenced retirement rumors sparked by a Twitter user by kicking off the rollout for Mr. Morale, he's shut down his critics once again, this time by dropping an entirely new project. And when I say surprise, I mean it. According to industry insider Brian Zizuk, even his label found out on Friday morning. Now, the record has made such an immediate splash that many believe it will dethrone the Wicked soundtrack from claiming the top spot. Named after the 1987 Buick Grand National Regal GNX, which came out the year he was born, this album could have easily just been a victory lap for KDOT after a wild 2024. But instead, he decided that he wasn't taking his foot off of anyone.
Kendrick was born in 1987? Kendrick is actually like pretty damn young in the scene when you think about it, isn't he?
In fact, he took plenty of shots at both familiar enemies and even some new foes. So let's decode the project. Although it's essentially the intro to the album, the song Whacked Out Murals proved that Kendrick was ready to go to war from the outset. And after witnessing,
some people get like, there was a couple of comments on my video where I say waste out, and there was some people who were super passionately angry about me saying waste out. Like, mother, it's pronounced whacked, how dare you? I feel like it's a lot more about you than it is about me when I'm mispronouncing it by accident. If that's your reaction to it, waste out. All right? All right. I mean, whacked out. You gotta admit, it's spelt weirdly, all right? Have I got hair in my mouth? This is what I get for having a dog that I give cuddles to. He's out of the room now. He's gone on a dog walk.
Witnessing it happen from the shadows, he finally decided to speak out about Lil Wayne's grumbling about the Super Bowl. On the track, he references his Wayne fandom, as well as the response he received from Tunchi about his upcoming halftime show performance in New Orleans.
What's this?
Bumped the Carter 3, I held my Rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down.
This is a direct reference to everything that's gone down since it was revealed that KDOT was scheduled to perform over the hometown hero, Lil Wayne.
So, like I said, it broke me, and I'm just trying to put me back together. But my God, have you all helped me? Thanks to all my peers, my friends, my family, my homies on sports television, everybody repping me. I really appreciate that. I really do. I feel like I let all of y'all down by not getting that opportunity. But I'm working on me, and I'm working. Thank you.
As opposed to doing that work on himself that he alluded to,
What? I'm confused. So, what actually happened there? Was Lil Wayne supposed to get it, but Kendrick took it from Lil Wayne? Or were they both going for it? Or, I have no idea what happened there. I can't imagine, like, Lil Wayne being signed up to take it and Kendrick just coming in and just snatching it out of his damn hands. Like, I can't imagine that being the case. So, can someone tell me what happened there between, like, what was that about?
Weezy has continued to grow increasingly bitter over not receiving this opportunity and almost blaming KDOT for it. Even as he was handed the key to the city, he controversially claimed that he had been robbed at Weeziana Fest.
That moment I said to myself, I want to be on stage for the Super Bowl one day in front of my mom. And I worked my ass off to get that position, and it was ripped away from me. But this moment right here, they can't take that, man. They can't take that from me.
Again, I'm so confused. He says he worked his ass off to get that position. It was ripped away from him. How was it ripped away from him? The way Lil Wayne is talking here is like, I had no idea about this. The way he's talking here is like, he got a phone call. By the way, you are the dude, halftime Super Bowl show master. It is you. And he was like, yay. Phone down. Cool, man. I can't wait to bring. What's that noise? Hello? No, we're giving it to Kendrick. Bye. What the? Like, was it like that?
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for yourself for being amazing.
As if that wasn't enough to try Kung Fu Kenny's patience, Wayne decided to rock his OVO owl pendant in support of Drake while referencing Not Like Us at one of his shows. After all this victim mentality from Weezy, and refusing to be happy for a kid who was a
That's not good.
Disciple of his, KDOT finally had enough. On top of those bars, let's not act like the cover art might not be a little allusion towards the Carter 2, right down to the black and white photo. Clearly, the whole situation deeply bothered Kendrick. After all, this is one of his heroes who have been gracious towards him when he's shown nothing but love.
That moment in the studio with Wayne, me and J-Rock in the studio with Wayne, I never told Wayne this. That changed my perspective about work ethic. Knocked out about 12 verses, and this is feature Wayne at the moment. And these not no motherfucking fly-by-night verses. This is set right there and thought out right in front of your face and smashing them. And he's excited about it. And he's loving music and he loves what he's doing. That gave me a whole nother appreciation. And we took that same intensity and that work ethic and we applied it moving forward from having that feature for all my life.
Let's not forget that Kendrick is such an avid supporter of Wayne's that he even went out of his way to try and stop him from throwing his career away when he fell on hard times.
Nigga talking about retiring and shit, nigga, fuck that, nigga. I'm in the studio, nigga, doing features, nigga. Nigga, I seen you, nigga.
Oh, man. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. It's super weird for me because, like, it just kind of breaks my heart. Like, Kendrick, how do I word this? Kendrick is, like, badass and terrifying, you know? But at the end of the day, he is a good guy. He's a good guy with good morals who always tries to lift people up, who gives everyone time and dedication. He is a good soul. And especially now, like, this is a good man. And I hate that he was giving someone good energy and they took it and just fucked him over, man. I hate that. I hate that.
2007, nigga.
He doesn't deserve
nigga,
that.
I seen you knock out motherfucking 10 motherfucking features in a row, nigga.
He doesn't deserve
nigga.
Now, it turns out that Wayne is ready to go to war with Kendrick too over his recent bars on Whacked Out Murals. In a tweet posted at 1 a.m. on Saturday, Weezy said, "Man, what the fuck did I do? I just be chillin' and they still come for my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep. I beg you all. No one really wants destruction, not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed." And once again, the community had begun to call him out for acting oblivious and claimed that he would get smoked by Kendrick if he had a rap battle with him. As upset as he was about Weezy's behavior, Kendrick soon revealed that he wasn't the only person that switched up. And this time, the culprit was a lot closer to home than New Orleans. In that same verse, Kendrick takes some time to express his hurt at Snoop Dogg for sharing Drake's tailor-made freestyle, a track which sampled not only an AI version of D.O.G.'s voice, but Kendrick's hero Tupac's as well.
You supposed to be the boogeyman, go do what you do, unless this is a moment that you tell us it's not really you.
Now, Kendrick has made it known how shocked he was.
Snoop posted tailor-made, I prayed it was the edibles. I couldn't believe it, it was only right for me to let it go.
And to clarify, KDOT isn't paranoid. It really happened. For Dot, this must feel like a far cry from the days where he literally handed the torch of the West Coast to him in 2015.
This is absolutely crazy, by the way. Like, this is absolutely damn crazy. I had no idea it was on this level. Snoop as well? Like, damn, man. Why? You know, one thing I always say is one of the harshest addictions we are seeing these days, especially in the online space, is clout. People are willing to burn bridges, sabotage relationships, fuck over people, even kill people, all for clout. All for some internet clicks and internet points, man. It's crazy what people will do.
Moment, a young KDOT shed tears on stage for how happy he was to receive it.
I'ma say this and I'ma mean this. Nigga, you got the torch, nigga, you better run with it. You better run with it, nigga, cause it's yours.
I'll tell you what, this is pissing me off a lot. This was a bad reaction. Literally seeing, like, imagine this from Kendrick's perspective, you know? Like, literally, like, in the booth and taking so much from Lil Wayne and being like, that guy inspired me to this, that guy this, that guy this. And then you turn on your TV and you see him just, like, shitting on you. And you're like, what? This guy, I love this guy. And then the same with Snoop Dogg, you know? Like, imagine having this in your memory and thinking, oh, man, I love Snoop. He had my back. He passed me the torch. Wait a second. He shared that song? He was featured on the song and he shared the song. All right. Okay. I see. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine?
However, in recent times, Snoop has taken a neutral stance that Kendrick might perceive as disloyalty. For instance, when asked about Kendrick headlining the Super Bowl,
taking a stance of neutrality, in my opinion, is almost a guilty. I would say in some instances, because I take like a neutral stance where I can, but when I think there is one side that clearly isn't and one side that clearly is, for example, like I'm not using anybody, but I'm just saying like using that statement as an example, I feel like when it's so damn obvious that and you choose not to, that there is a problem. I think that clearly you're doing it to save your own ass and no one else's.
Snoop refused to firmly endorse him,
again,
opting for a
clout is a
non-committal
hungry
response.
drug.
Well, I don't really have no opinion, but what I do want to say is that just remember what the NFL was 15 years ago when it comes to hip-hop. How many hip-hop artists was able to grace that stage 15 years ago? So I understand both sides of the coin, and I understand how people feel. I have no answer, no opinion, because I had the opportunity to get up there via Dr. Dre. I didn't do any Snoop Dogg songs. I was up there helping Dr. Dre, and it became a great moment for all of us. So know, at the same time, Lil Wayne is the GOAT of New Orleans rap. Remember, I was at No Limit Records for 3 years, and I watched his whole career come to life, and then watched them become the biggest. I watched him get bigger than me. You feel what I'm saying? And I was gigantic at the time, and I love seeing his growth. And me and Wayne is family to this day. Me and Kendrick is family to this day. And me and Jay-Z and me and Roger Goodell. So I don't know who is the decision maker. All I know is that I'll be home watching the Super Bowl, and when the halftime show come on, I'll be watching that as well.
But it seems like Snoop might have really been impaired when he shared that infamous story, because when pressed, he immediately backpedaled and let KDOT know that he's the ruler of the coast. KDOT new album GNX, it was the edibles. West West King. Snoop's endorsement of Taylor Made wasn't the only way Kendrick clapped back at Drake's appropriation of West Coast legends. On the track Reincarnated,
alright, I'm not... How do I word this delicately? how do I word... Let me see this minefield in front of me, right? I gotta get through this shit. Alright, I'm not about to diss or insult or go against any one individual. I will say this. It does seem interesting how people switch sides when it is convenient to do so. That is all I will say. You know, I wonder how many people, when the beef started, were on Drake's side and saw the majority over here going like, Kendrick, Kendrick, Kendrick. And then they were like, what? Kendrick, Kendrick, Kendrick. Like, how many people did that is what I'm saying. I wonder. And it's the same in this situation.
KDOT sampled Tupac's Made Brothers from Gang Related.
No man separate what we get. Unstoppable.
It was done in a way where he seemed to be reiterating that he was the heir to Tupac's throne.
I did pass like progression last year when it me up, reincarnated.
No, my little one's calling me. Sorry, that might be I'm gonna leave them in. I'm not gonna cut them out just so you guys know. If there's like any random, you're like, what was that random cut there? Why is Luke like sitting differently? My wife's taking the dog for a walk, so I'm with the little one on my own today. My youngest son is 3 years old, so he doesn't go to school full time. He goes to school like half time. That's how it is in the UK. So he's at home with me today. So when I'm recording videos, I might have to pop out and check on him.
Aside from commenting on Drake owning one of Pac's rings, this is one of the most explicit nods to Pac that he's made on wax, since he had a conversation with him on the conclusion of To Pimp a Butterfly on the track Mortal Man. But even after Drake seemingly bowed out of the beef, Kendrick made it clear that he wasn't done with Drizzy just yet. On Whacked Out Murals, Kendrick seemed to be hinting towards Drake's attempts to get dirt on Dot through financial means, only for his nearest and dearest in Compton to refuse to give anything up, even when the bag, or cryptocurrency, was waved in front of them.
Niggas from my city couldn't entertain no boy, promising bank transactions and even Bitcoin.
Plus, he seemed to let it be known that there would never be...
I have to say, there's so much I missed on GNX. It's insane. I feel like it was my most blind album reaction. I don't know how I missed so much. Watching this, I feel like watching this feels like I didn't even listen to the album. I'm like, I missed all of this.
A ceasefire either, insisting that there will be no mediation that could get them on the same side ever again.
I never piece it up, that shit don't sit well with me. Before I take a truce, I'll take them to hell with me.
Staying with Whacked Out Murals, even the song's title is a reference to the feud between himself and Drizzy. It alludes to this portrait of Kendrick that was displayed at the restaurant Misa Bor in Compton being defaced by sour Drake fans. Today, they celebrated KDOT saluting them, writing on IG that, a few months ago, our Kendrick mural got hit. Of course, we were pissed and wanted to fix it, but it just kept getting worse. Flash forward to today, and Kendrick drops a song about the situation. It doesn't necessarily make it okay, but it does feel good to have our hard work in the community immortalized in a song by one of the greatest to ever do it. Thank you at Kendrick Lamar for making the situation a little better today. But the subtle Drake slander and retracing of their beef didn't stop there. On Squabble Up, he kept at him, claiming that he still has beef and even referencing the fact that he brought Adonis into it with these bars.
Pipe down, young, these some whole other politics. With him and some in him, that's a lot of don't hit him, he got kids with him, my apologies.
Among the most overt displays of shade towards Drake that the project features is that Kendrick still made the Heart Part 6 as if Drake's diss track of the same name never even happened. But rather than focus...
Yeah, this was something that we did like go over, which was confusing to me because I had no idea that this happened. And that, do you know what's really funny? And I find this hilarious in the community. When we did the beef battle, when we did the beef, and we got to the Heart Part 6, The whole community was like, just skip it, bro, skip it. Everyone said skip it, so we did. And I find it hilarious now with context reacting to GNX, because with GNX, literally Kendrick pretended the Heart Part 6 didn't exist and just released Heart Part 6, right? Just as if his, like, Drake's one never existed, because Drake was just doing it to try and, you know, hijack Kendrick's, like, heart tracks, and he just basically did it at, like, that's why. He was like, I'm gonna release the Heart Part 6, and then it's my thing, because look at me, yeah! So cool. That was a really good move from me, Drake. Well done. Yeah, so, and the fact that the community was like, Luke, just skip it. And then I was like, all right, fine, I will, but I don't know why. And now I know why. It's just the whole community has just decided to ignore its existence, which I find hilarious.
This on hate, Dot used it to specifically salute his TDE brothers, firmly ending any speculation that there was some tension between them. Not only did he salute Ab-Soul and his pen, claiming that he used to study his style, Dot also reserved bars for his PG Lang partner Dave Free.
My nigga Dave had a champagne Acura. That nigga wore several hats, a producer, manager, director, and DJ. I watch him take some penitentiary chances, to say the least.
By doing this, he made it evident that all of Drake's attempts at tearing them apart, with rumors of Dave being the real father of his son, didn't put a dent in their bond. Later, he explained why Black Hippie never materialized quite how they hoped.
This guy was like, I feel like everything Kendrick said in the beef was just grounded in fact, and Drake literally just was just throwing a tantrum. You know, obviously, I don't want anyone coming to sue me, although it would be hilarious. But it feels like someone was just throwing a tantrum. It feels like he was literally just like, and he's probably not your kid, and he's probably your best friend's kid, and I bet you have a tiny wiener, and also, you probably have no money as well, and on top of that, I bet that sometimes you forget to brush your teeth in the morning. That's right. Yeah, I won. What do you mean I lost? Yeah, what do you mean?
Poured everything I had left in the family business. Now it's about Kendrick.
However, Kendrick decided to place the blame on himself and revealed why he decided to set up PG Lang in the first place.
I jog my memory knowing Black Hippie didn't work cause of me. Creatively, I moved on with new concepts in reach.
Heading back towards the realm of beef, Kendrick has made it clear that he is no longer playing it cool when it comes to the competition. After saluting Nas for acknowledging his Super Bowl performance when other legends ignored out of spite,
Won the Super Bowl and not the only one. Congratulate me, all these agitated. I'm just glad they shown their faces.
He then invoked the spirit on one mic on Man in the Garden. In the track, he let it be known that he wasn't even slightly fazed by the prospect of further warfare. Alongside that, he seemed to salute himself for how he handled the Drake beef, claiming,
I burn this down, don't you play with me and stay with me. I'm crashing out right now, no one's safe with me.
Before then saying,
I did it with integrity and still try hate on me, just wait and see. More blood be spilling, it's just paint to me.
Then it was back to straight up shade in Drake's direction on Hey Now, where he suggested that he eliminated him once and for all.
You play God, you gon' get what you asked for. We got the same 24, what you mad for? I put a square on his back like I'm Jack Dorsey.
As if this message wasn't clear enough, he really drove it home with the line, "The black know I just strangled me a goat."
I have to say, I feel like, where's Drake? Like, Drake who? Like, it is unbelievably historic. The beef was so historic that it got this random, not knowing hip-hop guy to go down this rabbit hole, you know? We're down this rabbit hole. It's not the Kendrick Lamar rabbit hole, it's the hip-hop rabbit hole because of that. Because people were literally like, yo, Luke, check out this stuff. You're missing out. And that's what sent us down this rabbit hole. And it was unbelievably historic on another level.
Drake is angrily throwing threes on his basketball
like
court
seriously,
right now,
by the way.
But alongside all of the hate, there is plenty of room for love.
That guy is gone.
On Dodger Blue, he salutes the city of Los Angeles, and even then, he lets it be known that he's not to be played with.
Bitch, I'm from the land. Don't say you hate LA when you don't travel past the 10.
And after years of speculation, he seems to be finally willing to admit that he's really as affiliated to the streets as people have speculated. Because on this track, he let it be known that he's not a studio gangster. Instead, he's someone who's really grown up around the threat of violence and street politics.
On my kids, I sock you niggas up. How you ever took a fade and ran 3 more back to back?
Here, Kendrick is basically referring to getting beaten up and coming back for his vengeance. And what's wild is that we literally have evidence of Kendrick trying to do just that to AD of Back on Fig. During his No Jumper days, he discussed Dot literally trying to press him over an apparent run-in with a rival set in the past.
Hey, you wanna know a crazy thing about Kendrick, bro? My first encounter with him, he thought I was somebody else, bro. He low-key tried to press me.
Who?
Kendrick Lamar.
Who do you think you were? Gorilla
He
Black?
from a different hood. I guess some niggas jumped him back in the day. And I came to the studio and he was mad. He was like, hey, you from Almond Block? And I was like, nah, but he was hot.
With that, all of those who have been saying that Kendrick is maybe more
That's fucking hilarious. He's like, yo, you from there? No? I think you are from there. But I'm not really. Look, it's my birth certificate.
connected than he let on are seeming to have more truth to their stories.
It's just that he's a nice guy, so they have a problem with it because he doesn't have a gangster approach. But let me let y'all know, he got 100,000 motherfucking gangsters with him, so y'all better watch what y'all say.
This is also emphasized on the album's title track, simply for the fact that he added his longtime friend from the neighborhood and real-life Pyru, Hida J3, who had been labeled his goon on the track list. Throughout the course of the beef, Hida took up for Dot whenever he could. He was posting tweets like, "Tell your man since he's so tough, come to Compton, not LA. At Drake, they not the same." He literally even tried to squabble with Aiden Ross for his Dot slander. That's exactly why you got took by at Playboy Cardi. So come see what else get took playing in LA at Aiden Ross. To him, this felt like—
One thing I will always pride myself on is you're never gonna see this shit from me. You're never gonna see it. There will never be a hypocrisy. I will say that right now, and I pride myself in it. And I'm watching this shit, and it's amazing. Like, I'm not gonna name any names because I'm polite, you know. That's how I was raised. If I wasn't polite, I got smacked. So I'm polite, you know. That's how it works, you know. I was like, oh, all right, I'll be polite then. So yeah, I'm not gonna name any names, but there's people that you saw switch up, big names that we just saw on the screen. And who are very associated with Drake and this sort of stuff, and there's a reason I'm over where I am. That's all I will say. That's all I will say. If you can read between the lines based on other avenues I do around YouTube, you get what I'm saying.
The natural thing to do for someone who had genuinely uplifted not just Hida himself, who previously appeared on the album cover of To Pimp a Butterfly,
that's Hida,
but also countless others.
I love, bro, to where just I don't gotta talk to you every day to you know, represent what you represent. When you see somebody work hard and unlock doors that we can't reach and we don't get access to, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, put more confidence in me and what I'm doing and who I am as an artist. Like, shine a light on me as an artist. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Away from the beef, Kendrick got Conceptual on Gloria, one of several.
There's another person I don't really know too much about. The man on the left there. I do know his name. From what I've seen of him, he doesn't seem like the nicest of guys. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the friendship part I really like there as well. You know, don't need to like constantly talk to your friend every single day. Like, there's still a brotherhood. I imagine so many of you watching this right now have friends that you don't talk to every single day. You're not constantly having a conversation with. Hello, what are you doing in here, mister? What are you doing, cutie?
Daddy.
Yeah, pudding.
The only have to put all the animals to be all sad and I'm gonna go back to the later one go to sleep.
The animals are gonna be all sad.
Yeah.
Are you watching your zoo show?
Yeah,
But
they only be sad when we go back to the but they be
yeah.
But I don't really love it. But
Yeah.
have a different show.
You want a different show?
Yeah.
You want me to come change the TV? Okay. All right. I'm coming. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. My son is really into like zoo stuff at the moment, like animals and zoos. He's like obsessed. We recently went to Disney World and we went to Animal Kingdom and he had the best time. He kept telling us that the one ride he wanted to go on was the safari and it wasn't a ride and he just wanted to go on it over and over, bless him. Anyway, as I was saying, he's not too well today, bless his little bum. Yeah, so you would have those friends that you don't need to hit up every single day but are like brothers or sisters to you, you know, like they're closer than some of your siblings. And I think that's the I don't know the word for it, but like the showcase of a true friendship, you know, a true bond.
Tracks featuring his former TDE label mate SZA, it seems like a love song and perhaps an ode to his fiancée Whitney Alford. But with the final line of "My woman and my right hand, my saint and my sin, ain't no bitch like my bitch cause that bitch was my pen," KDOT reveals that he's actually talking about hip hop itself.
It's funny, even the last line, because people said I missed it. I didn't miss it. Like, even that last line, my bitch is my pen. The whole way through the song, I'm glad it, like, people say it seems like a love song to, like, his partner. Like, because it so did to me. And, like, even the last line, I didn't take literally. Because to me, it makes more sense for it to be a song about his partner than it does his pen. Because that just makes more sense. Even though I'm wrong, it just makes more sense. So yeah, even that last line, I just assumed when he was saying, you know, she was my pen, he meant like she was his motivation for writing. She was the motivation behind his music. Like, if it wasn't for her, there's no music. Like, that's what I thought it was, you know? Like, I thought the pen was more metaphorical, not literal. Like, that's why I just totally went over my head. All the pen references and everything like that, all the writing, I thought was metaphor, not a literal stance, because it's Kendrick. But yeah. One day I'm gonna pronounce scissor right. One day.
Because that bitch was my pen. KDOT reveals that he's actually talking about hip hop itself. In this sense, KDOT is carrying on a proud.
Wait, hold on. With that one.
He's actually talking about hip hop itself. In this sense, KDOT is carrying on a proud tradition of rappers writing about hip hop in metaphorical terms as a woman. Way back in the day, Common did the same thing on I Used to Love Her, while Eminem did something similar on the song 25 to Life. Meanwhile, on TV Off, Kendrick spends a lot of the track saluting.
The guy they just showed doing the violin move, is he a rapper? I've seen him in movies before.
Mustard. Or, as he said it, sorry, but I had to. But interestingly, he did this just days after the producer kept
this guy's
well and truly alive at Camp Flognaw, where he played Like That twice and hit the crowd with a bait and switch over Crew Love to Like That.
Is that a real place?
Yeah.
This guy,
so
man.
It's only fair that he gave him his flowers with that now iconic mustard scream. But amid all of the smoke that Kendrick gives out on this project, it should be noted that it's not just rappers that got his wrath. Because in a surprising churn of events, he seemed to throw shade at a comedian too. To be specific, he dissed Andrew Schultz of all people.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman that's lost.
This likely refers to Andrew's controversial take on what he termed as the black girlfriend effect, in which he spoke about black women in a derogatory fashion.
What is the black girlfriend effect? This is
you don't know about this?
Glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro, white guys with black girlfriends,
they grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of.
That's hilarious.
I think the black girlfriend effect, it might be a protective instinct, bro.
An album that's filled with love, hate, and everything in between, Dog gave us a lot to ponder on this project. But with so many beats coming from the Bay Area sound that made Not Like Us a smash, it's clear he's having fun with it too.
You know, anybody who's like, Kendrick's music's not catchy, it's boring, he just makes like snoozer songs, like sleepy ass music, da-da-da-da-da, like, you know, I'm sorry, how is that not a bop?
Yeah, there you go.
How is that not a bopper?
That ruled.
That was so fucking
It was fun, man.
And straight away, even some of
Kendrick makes sleepy ass music. Man, I feel like I'm the thing is, because of how my channel operates, where I do everything, I'm not like heavily in any one area, so I feel like I miss out on like some of the deepest stuff in these areas. I hope that one day changes. I don't want to be the guy that's got a foot in everything. I want to be the guy that somehow is able to be in every room at one time. That's what I'm sort of aiming for. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. I don't know if the growth will ever be there. If I'm being honest, if I'm being like 100% honest, these last couple of months have been some of the slowest growth I've had, I would say. And I would say that's mainly because I've been recording so many videos in advance that I've been like, for my holiday and my trip and my move, there's been so much other stuff in my life, which has maybe made it that I've like neglected the channel a little bit. But it did make me look at the channel differently. And I was like, if the growth ever stops, like, are people still going to want this channel? You know? And it's because I've got so many, like, because I react to, like, Filipino music, Indian music, Indonesian music, Korean and Japanese, like, just all over the world. Because we react to so much. Sometimes I feel like, how do I word this? I don't want to get too emotional here. But recently I've been feeling like I don't have anybody. Like because I react to everybody, I don't have anyone. Does that make sense? I don't know. I've been feeling a lot more lonely, is what I'm saying, because I don't connect with any other creators. I don't know any other creators. I feel like I'm just in my own little corner, and I think that is because we check out everybody. We're sort of like a small, like we're in the grand scheme of things, we're like a small Kendrick reactor, and we're a small Taylor reactor, and we're a small Beyonce reactor. We're like on the smaller level because other channels like dedicate themselves to these artists, which means that I'm just a smaller guy in those scenes, and there's no scene where I'm like a bigger guy and I'm just smaller, which recently has given me this like weird loneliness in the scene kind of feeling. I just feel like invisible. Yeah, I thought I'd just say that. But yeah, the reason I'm saying this is because like hearing all this beef and this sort of stuff just makes me realize how like out of the loop I am sometimes. And yeah, it's bloody depressing.
His fellow rappers have been left in awe. After listening to it, IDK said, "If you're not coming like Kendrick, don't even try to drop. The bar set." Soon, Russ also saluted Dot's incredible work. New Kendrick album is elite, but not everyone is happy. Straight away, the OVO Vengers were trying to talk down on the record, only to get clowned for it, such as the Academics owned X account that said, "Bro went 0 for 12. Meanwhile, on Academics' livestream chat, the majority of viewers agreed that the project was fire, while others decided to question how he heard a 44-minute album in 5 minutes. But it should be noted that Academics doesn't actually run that secondary account. Instead of jumping to conclusions, he actually listened.
You know, I see a lot of people, I see a lot of Drake fans hitting me. I think they wanted me to shit on it. I get we're in this politics era, and I keep calling this the election, where it's like, yo, if you're a Democrat, you can't admit that a Republican said anything you agree with because you're just on your side. So it's almost like gangbanging damn near. But in reality, bro, this was kind of, and I see some people say it's better than what or untitled.
That statement he said about like the left and the right is something I've always said, which is you need to listen to what someone is saying, not where that comes from. Because otherwise you're gonna like just always diminish and just like throw away points that are important and valid and beneficial to society just because the person who said them isn't someone you agree with on like a regular basis. And I think it's very important to listen to the words and then say in your head, if someone else said these words, would I agree with them? That's like really important, you know? Let's say someone you don't like says a statement that you would usually agree with, but because they said it and fuck that person, you disagree with it. Always in your mind think, would I agree or disagree with this statement if they said it? And be honest with yourself.
Untitled Unmastered is better than this. Well, Untitled Unmastered is a very integral, like when I always said to Pimp a Butterfly, I ranked it high, but it had low replay value.
I swear I've seen this guy meet this dude in the bottom left.
Good medium of
where he was like a big Drake fan, but like switched up over the beef.
And then songs with the message that is probably deep or heavy that you might not.
Not in a negative way, in a funny way.
And I think the best way is to find a balance. I think he's trying to find a balance, if you ask me. So I know some Drake fans wanted me to like shit on it. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's good. I think it's a good tape. Right? Now, if this was his album, I'd probably say it's a little bit above average, but it doesn't come nowhere close to how those albums are kind of being critically acclaimed, right?
Although he tried to resist, he was ultimately forced to admit that it's great.
Let's see what y'all are feeling about it. I can't sit here and in good conscience tell you this is whack. For me to say that would be me lying, and at the end of the day, I love music, even if I have my favorites on one side, and I don't think it's whack. I don't think it's whack. Okay? It kept me interested. You threw a few jabs. You were still saying some shit.
Alongside the album being a musical triumph, Ek also had to acknowledge that this project addresses criticism that he didn't do enough for the West after the pop out. After Not Like Us came out, Academics said he had to make amends for using the hyphy sound, despite not being from the Bay or really putting on for local artists.
He might need to give a feature. Who he might need to give a feature to? How many features he might need to give? Because also, let me ask you a question. The song that some people believe that Kendrick just defeated Drake with, Not Like Us, is a song that definitely uses a Bay Area sound. Kendrick is not from the Bay Area, but that is still part of LA culture, still part of the West Coast. But with that being said, you know how many people have used that sound?
Is it that specific? Is it really that specific? I don't know what LA is like on the inside, you know? Like, I don't know how territorial it is in that regard. And I imagine with someone like Kendrick and his history that maybe it is important, maybe it is way more specific on that level. Because I can only look at it from my perspective of who I am and judge it on the outside. So for me, as like that person, it just seems strange that it would be an issue. But I guess maybe if you're from LA, maybe if you're in that region, maybe it is a bit of an issue. You know, are people actually like upset about that he used like a bass sound?
It never popped. Does Kendrick owe them a feature? Yo, you just won your beef, or you just came up on your beef using our sound. Let's use the same logic, people. Yo, bro, what's up with a feature? You're capitalizing off our sound. That's like just like what Sauce Walka said with the Jersey Club shit, right?
But now that he's had Dodie 6 on Hey Now, AZ Shike on Peekaboo, Wally the Sensei on Dodger Blue, Hida J3, Peso, and Young Threat on this project, it's pretty clear that he's got his ear to the ground of what's occurring in Cali hip-hop.
Before you ask a personal question, you gotta retract what you said.
About what?
You said Dot wasn't gonna give none of them niggas on stage no features. He put all the young homies on from the city on the album.
Well, this is what I would say. I think I'll say something better. I think we encourage him to do that. I don't care.
I always love when someone can't backtrack. It's like, right, you need to apologize for this. Well, you know, if anyone starts it like, hey, you said this, you gotta apologize. Well, I actually said, like, that means they're not apologizing. That means that it's about to be twisted, you know? If you ever go, you said this, apologize, and the person just goes, you're right, I'm sorry. That is the kind of person you want to associate with.
Why he did it though, but he did do it.
Not that I'm saying my guy here isn't someone you'd want to associate with. I don't know him.
I think we encourage him to do that. I don't care why he did it though, but he did do it. So I'll give him credit for doing it. So and I thought that was a great look. I thought it was a great look, even though he could have still named them on the songs because we got to do some Googling, but fans do that anyway. But I do think that was a good look. That was a good look, Abe.
That's a little bit. I don't know who this guy is, so I don't know. I don't know much about him, but I will say that one statement there is a little bit petty. You know, that's like overreaching. Like that is what. A lot of that is, to be honest, that's one of the issues that I have with a lot of people today. It's no matter how much someone does, it's never enough. They always want more, and they want more, and they want more. You know, it's like, yo, he's not going to feature any of these artists, and then he proceeds to bring them out on stage, has them on stage, brings out an album, has them all over the album, and then you're going, well, he didn't name them, you know? He could at least name them in the song, you know? And if he did name them in the song, there'd be something else. It's like, I named them in the song, but they were only on the album for like 10 seconds, man. It's like, he could have given a lot more time, you know? They were like, he had 12 songs, but there was only like 5 that actually had a feature. Like, there will always be something else. It's never enough.
With GNX, we get an album from Dot that explores all sides of him, permitting his hate and anger to coexist with his desire for peace. In essence, it's a true Gemini's album, encompassing everything that's inside.
Very true,
In
very
fact,
true.
he seemed to hint at the concept behind it in an interview from just last month. I don't believe I'm an angry person, but I do believe in love and war, and I believe they both need to exist. And my awareness of that allows me to react to things, but not identify with them as who I am. Just allowing them to exist and allowing them to flow through me. That's what I believe. Whatever you think about the record itself, it's clear that it stopped the world in its tracks, and once again proves that Kendrick is at the top of his game right now. Once again, these words relate to what he said as the Super Bowl announcement came to pass. Rap music is still the most impactful genre to date, Lamar said in a statement at the time, and I'll be there to remind the world why. They got the right one. On GNX, he can consider us reminded. And if DJ Head's recent tweet is anything to go by, this might only be just the beginning. It's your boy Luista, and if you guys like this video, you're definitely gonna like one of the 2 videos on the screen.
Shout out Luista, I'm gonna leave a link to his channel in the description. Shout out this guy. Before, I just had to rewind that because I wanted to make sure that I remembered what I wanted to say. Yeah, link to his channel and this video in the description. The thing I wanted to say, I'm gonna say it now. I'm just gonna stretch first. I'm gonna stretch. If you haven't stretched, do a little stretch with me. Come on, we'll stretch together. Oh, we're doing a stretch. There we go. That was nice. So, Kendrick saying that he doesn't believe he's an angry person, but he does believe in love and war and that they both exist. This is kind of how I feel about myself. It's very rare that you'll ever see me angry in a video, genuinely peed off at something. Like, I'm a very chill guy overall, which is why it's always surprising. Which you know what? It makes me so happy that when I am angry about something and I put out like a tweet about it, or a post, and I state that I'm angry about something, that all the replies are like, you know you've messed up when G.O.T is angry. Because I like that. I like that that's not a reputation I have, that it's surprising if I'm annoyed, because I think that's a good thing, and it makes me happy I'm like that. And I think being like, I always try and approach everything just calmly, you know, looking at a situation through both eyes and trying to understand why people feel the way they do. And this comes back to this statement here. It is because I truly believe that everyone, if you're genuinely feeling an emotion, that it is important for other people to acknowledge the emotion you are feeling. And I think that is like a very important thing, which is why I always like highlight that, because I don't like it when people diminish or distinguish or extinguish, what's the word? Extinguish, how someone is like, how someone's emotions. Like if someone is angry, frustrated, upset, sad, you get people that come from the outside that like are annoyed that they're feeling that way. And I think that's wrong. I don't think we should be annoyed someone feels a certain way. I think we should try and understand why they feel a certain way. Because if they're feeling that way, there's a reason they're feeling that way. We all feel these emotions for a reason. Like right now, you're feeling emotions watching my reaction. You're feeling them for a reason. They're all genuine. They're all important. And I think a lot of the issues a lot of like younger people have is they don't know how like they're supposed to feel. And it's like complicated, and they're being shunned for feeling a certain way. You know, if they feel happy or empathetic or sad or angry about something, then they're shunned for those emotions. Whereas then I feel like it should always be encouraged to feel your emotions, which is why I actually kind of love this, like this relationship that Kendrick seems to have from Mr. Around the Big Steppers to GNX, where you would assume that after Mr. Around the Big Steppers, you are going to get a calm, relaxed Kendrick who isn't going to be involved in any of this kind of beef, right? And then after the beef and after GNX, you have the almost what seems like the opposite, but it isn't the opposite. This isn't a Kendrick who just jumps back to being angry and going for a fight and that sort of stuff. This is a Kendrick who is in touch with his emotions and knows that they are fine. You know, someone did something that made him angry and he responded angrily. And I think that is the best way a human can be. It is not so much, not hiding your emotions, but feeling them. You know, if you watch something and it makes you feel sad, you don't just sit there like, yeah, whatever. You feel sad. That's why I cry all the damn time. If I'm watching something and I feel sad, I lean into it. I enjoy the sadness. I'm a damn cry, you know? And if I'm watching something and if I feel happy, I'm a lean into it. If you watch a comedy show with me, I'm laughing the whole way through it, you know? I lean into these emotions because that's what it means to be a human, you know? It's what separates us from so many things. It's our emotions, and they're very fun, so enjoy them. And I think that's literally what we're seeing with Kendrick here. You know, it is someone who went through all of this, understood himself, and leans into the emotions in the way that he is supposed to feel them as a human. And because the main reason this all started was, if someone gets like cut off or has like road rage or something's dangerous and they react in anger, and then like someone's like, hey, whoa. Usually the argument I always had was, well, no, they should be angry. This person did something that was wrong, that made them angry. They should be allowed to be angry, you know? Like they should be allowed this 10 seconds of being angry because they are within their right to feel angry. That's the correct response to that situation. And I think that's what we're seeing here, and I love that. I have to say, Luista does a really good job at like breaking these down. I like his tone, and I like the way he does it. I like the way he features other clips, what other people have said, always adding the context to it, which makes it more in depth as well. When you're having these clips and having what people said and having all this information, you get to understand it a lot more, and you have the evidence behind everything that's being said. It's not just hearsay or speculation, which made this a very enjoyable breakdown, showcasing once again how many things I missed. Now, it's not a song-by-song breakdown. That is something that we might do in the future, but it is the one that people ask me to react to, and I can see why. So let me know, my friends. Did you agree or disagree with things I said? Are there things that were missed that you think are important that I need to know? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to support this reaction channel, then please subscribe. It's the most important metric. Maybe one day we can get a golden plaque. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Let me know what you want me to check out next. And that's it from me. As always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.